We stand at the cusp of a new year, a chance to hit reset, to become better versions of ourselves. But how many times have we said that, only to fall back into the same old patterns? This year, I want to challenge you to do something different, to embrace the ancient wisdom of the Stoics, not as some dusty philosophy, but as a practical toolkit for a better life. Over the next few minutes, we're going to explore 8 Stoic practices that can help you reinvent yourself in 2025. These aren't just abstract ideas, they are field-tested strategies used by emperors, warriors, and philosophers for centuries. Are you ready to step out of the shadows of your past and into the light of your full potential? Then let's begin. The Stoics understood that the mind and body are inextricably linked. When you push your physical limits, you also strengthen your mind. Think of the ancient Spartans, whose rigorous training was as much about building mental resilience as physical strength. Socrates, the father of Western philosophy, was a renowned warrior known for his endurance on the battlefield. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, started his days with a cold plunge, a practice still embraced by the most disciplined among us. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher and statesman, wrote, "Hardship toughens those whom it does not destroy." He believed that by deliberately seeking out discomfort, we build an inner strength that can withstand any storm. This isn't about becoming a marathon runner or a weightlifter, unless that's your calling. It's about finding ways to challenge yourself physically, whether it's a cold shower in the morning, a long hike on the weekend, or simply taking the stairs instead of the elevator. These small acts of discipline, practiced consistently, will forge an unbreakable spirit within you. Remember, the obstacle is the way. In our culture of rugged individualism, asking for help can feel like admitting defeat. But the Stoics knew better. They understood that seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, despite being the most powerful man in the world, surrounded himself with brilliant advisors. He knew that he couldn't do it all alone. As he wrote in his journal, "We were born to work together, like feet, hands, and eyes, like the 2 rows of teeth, upper and lower." Think about the most elite units in the military, the Navy SEALs, for example. Their entire ethos is built on teamwork and mutual support. They know that their lives depend on each other, and they wouldn't hesitate to ask for help when they need it. We all need help from time to time. Whether it's from a therapist, a mentor, a friend, or a family member, seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. It shows that you're committed to your growth and that you're willing to do whatever it takes to become the best version of yourself. Don't let pride stand in your way. Reach out, ask for help, and watch as your life transforms. We live in a world awash in information, a constant deluge of news, social media, and endless entertainment options. It's easy to get swept away in the current, to mistake consumption for learning. The Stoics believed in the power of focused reading. They understood that it's not about how much you read, but what you read and how you read it. Epictetus, the former slave-turned-Stoic philosopher, advised his students to read as if you were to remember it for your whole life. Seneca, echoing this sentiment, wrote, "You should be extending your life, not just prolonging it." He believed that filling our minds with wisdom was the key to living a truly meaningful life. Choose books that challenge you, that make you think differently, that offer timeless wisdom. Read deeply, not just for information, but for transformation. Take notes, highlight key passages, and most importantly, reflect on what you've read. Allow the words to sink in, to shape your thoughts and actions. Remember, reading is not a passive activity. It's a conversation with the greatest minds across history. Chapter 4. Take walks. In our fast-paced, technology-driven world, it's easy to forget the simple pleasure of walking. But for the Stoics, walking was more than just a way to get from point A to point B. It was a spiritual practice. Seneca, a strong advocate for the benefits of walking, wrote, "We should take wandering outdoor walks, so that the mind might be nourished and refreshed by the open air and deep breathing." He believed that walking in nature had a calming effect on the mind, allowing us to clear our heads and gain a fresh perspective. Søren Kierkegaard, the Danish philosopher, famously said, "I have walked myself into my best thoughts, and I know of no thought so burdensome that one cannot walk away from it." Walking for him was a way to unlock creativity and solve problems. Make time for walks in your daily routine. Leave your phone behind if you can, and allow yourself to be fully present in the moment. Notice the sights, the sounds, the smells of your surroundings. As you walk, reflect on your life, your goals, your challenges. You might be surprised by the insights that emerge when you give your mind the space to wander. Chapter 5. Cultivate Concentration. In our hyper-connected world, distractions are everywhere. Our attention is constantly being pulled in 1,000 different directions. It's no wonder that so many of us feel scattered and unfocused. The Stoics understood the importance of concentration. They knew that focus is essential for a productive life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. While you live, be good." This was a call to live fully in the present moment. Set aside time for focused work. Eliminate distractions. Turn off your phone, close your email. Start with small chunks of time and increase gradually. The mind is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Chapter 6. Free yourself from mental slavery. We often think of slavery in its physical form, but the Stoics knew that true freedom is an internal state. They believed that we can be enslaved by our desires, our fears, our addictions, even by our own thoughts. Seneca, in his writings on anger, argued that the greatest remedy for anger is delay. He understood that our emotions can cloud our judgment and lead us to make rash decisions. What are the things that hold you captive? Is it an addiction to social media? A fear of failure? A need for approval from others? The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from mastering our minds, from breaking free from the chains of our own making. This doesn't mean suppressing our emotions or denying our desires. It means learning to observe them without judgment, to understand their root causes, and to choose our responses wisely. It's a lifelong journey, but the rewards are immeasurable. Chapter 7. Stop trying to be perfect. We live in a culture obsessed with perfection. We're bombarded with images of airbrushed models and curated Instagram feeds. It's easy to feel like we're not good enough. The Stoics had a different perspective. They understood that perfection is an illusion. Striving for it can be paralyzing. Martha Graham said, "There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And if you block it, it will be lost." Winston Churchill said, "Perfection is the enemy of progress." We learn and grow through our mistakes. Embrace your imperfections. Don't be afraid to make mistakes and try again. Remember, it's the journey, not the destination, that truly matters. Chapter 8. Pick a word to live by. Each year, many of us make resolutions, grand pronouncements about the changes we're going to make in our lives. But all too often, these resolutions fall by the wayside, forgotten amidst the busyness of everyday life. This year, I challenge you to choose a word to live by. A single word that encapsulates your aspirations, your intentions, your guiding principle for the year ahead. It could be stillness, a reminder to find moments of peace and quiet in the midst of the chaos. Or systems, a commitment to building sustainable habits and routines that support your goals. Or perhaps less, a decision to simplify your life, to focus on what truly matters. Write your word down. Put it somewhere you'll see it every day. On your bathroom mirror, your refrigerator, the home screen of your phone. Let it be a constant reminder of the person you're striving to become. Throughout the year, reflect on your word. How is it showing up in your life? How are you living in alignment with its meaning? This simple practice can be a powerful tool for personal growth and transformation. Outro. Now, go live it. There you have it. 8 Stoic practices to help you reinvent yourself in 2025. These aren't just empty words. They are battle-tested strategies for living a better life. But here's the catch. Knowledge without action is meaningless. It's not enough to simply listen to this video and nod your head in agreement. You have to put these practices into action. So, I challenge you to choose one of these practices and commit to it for the next 30 days. See how it changes your life. I guarantee you won't be disappointed.